I am so excited to be here today and share with you what I do with paper that comes into my home so that I don't get piles and piles of paper. So I'm going to talk about mail, I'm going to talk about papers that we need to file away, newspapers, magazines, coupons, ads, kids' papers, and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm really hopeful that the tips I give you, you'll be able to take and maybe find some of them that work for you as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So I think that the most important thing that you need to do with paper is to deal with it right when it comes in. So this is my huge pile of mail that has been in my mailbox actually for the last week because our family was sick. That's kind of why I have a hoarse voice today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go through these papers with you really quick so that I can kind of show you what I do when the mail comes in. What I like to do is when I'm carrying them back in from the mailbox, I like to just take them and kind of sort through it as I'm walking back to my house and just throw them away into the recycling so that I don't even have them come into my house at all. But today, since I have this ginormous pile, I'm just gonna show you and just kind of go through the things that need to go into the recycling bin. Okay, so the stack of coupons and ads, most of it goes in the recycling, but there are a few I like to keep, like coupons. I'll stick them in my wallet, or sometimes in this, well, usually in this bucket right here is where I keep my coupons and ads. Another item that I like to stick in my wallet are things like reward cards or gift cards. Makes it super easy for when I'm out and about to be able to just grab them and use them up. So here's an ad for a free car wash, and I love anything free, so I'm gonna stick that into my coupon bin right here. Another ad, I actually have the app, and so I don't really need the paper. There is a coupon, but the coupons actually come in the app automatically, so I don't even need to use this. So this is gonna go. A Christmas card, I like to hang these up in my house, so I'm gonna stick this in a pile to go through and open up and stick it on my wall. Okay, here's some important bills that I'm gonna go ahead and open up here soon and go through, and I'll show you where I put the bills and what I do with them next. So I got this great IKEA organizer. What I do is I go through the mail that I've sorted out and I pick the ones that have my husband's name on them and I put them into his inbox so that it's his job to open the mail that is addressed to him. So I actually have a slot as well right underneath my husband's that is for like the bills and things that I pay for myself. So those are important papers and they are sitting right on my desk so that when I go to my desk, I can just grab those, I can get on the computer and just pay those bills right away. And then when I'm done paying the bills, I shred it up or rip up the paper and toss it. One of the best ways to reduce paper from coming into your house is to go paperless. Some of these bills obviously we have to have, like doctor's bills and hospital bills and things like that. But most of our bills, we try to go online and change it to paperless. Then we don't have all these bills coming in. The thing that's really important with that though is that you make sure you are on the automatic payment. At least for us, that's what works the best. Sometimes we will forget. If we put that on an automatic payment, the payment is gonna be made every single month, no matter what, in case we forget. So we've actually stopped subscribing to magazines and newspapers. That just added more paper to our home. I actually haven't really ever had magazines. Okay, that's not true. We do have some magazines that come in our house. They sit up here. They're our church magazines, and it is something that we do like to look through. But as soon as the month is over and we get the new magazine, we throw out the old one. Otherwise, I would have stacks and stacks of magazines. But if you want to keep doing your magazine subscriptions and newspaper subscriptions, go ahead and do that. I would just make sure that you have a designated space for where you're gonna put them. So another thing that I use is this little bin, and I have it sitting on a shelf in my office just right above my desk. And whenever I have a paper that I'm not sure what I want to do with, not anything that's like time sensitive that needs to be done right away, like pictures from school or soccer, those are things that go into this bin because I'm not ready to file it yet. Maybe I was just kind of in a hurry, so I throw it in here. So another thing that comes in is like kids' artwork, and then also things like grades, progress reports, more things from school. So when my kids come home with schoolwork, I like to just take a quick look at them. The only things I want to keep are the things that are super important to me or that I think will be important to them down the road. I also have a separate little memory bin or keepsake bin for the papers and items that I do want to keep for my kids from school over the years. It's only a small file folder box, and so that is my limit. I can't go past that, and if I do, I need to go through the papers again and throw out the ones that are taking up too much space. But papers like homework or permission slips that need to be signed, I actually put them into my junk drawer in my kitchen. That is because I go through that drawer a lot, or I look through that drawer a lot, and it's super easy for my kids to just grab their homework and sit down at the counter and work on it there. Then I can remember to sign the permission slips and give it to them, or stick it in a little pile on the counter in the morning for them to put in their backpack to take back to school. So with this bin, what I really like about it is that I can just pile everything in here that I don't need to deal with right now, and I can deal with it at a later date. Sometimes I wait until it gets full, and sometimes if I know I'm looking for something, I'll go through it all and decide what I need to do with each item. So another thing that I like to keep in this bin are receipts for appliance repairs and all that kind of stuff. Those are things that I also need to file away. So what I like to do with the other receipts that come in, like grocery stores and Target and Costco and things like that, most of them I just throw away. The only ones that I keep are from the stores that I know need to have a receipt to return the item. And what I do is I stick those into my wallet so that when I'm out and about, I'll have the receipt with me. Another thing that I like to do is to use like mobile pay on apps. So I like to use the Walmart mobile pay that stores the receipts for me. And so if I do have a return, it's super easy just to look it up on my phone, and I don't have the receipts piling up in my purse. I also like to use the Sam's Club Scan and Go app. That one's great too. I don't have to have a receipt for that as well. Okay, so now for this big pile of paper here. I don't know if you saw in my last week's video, I was in my office downstairs and I have a huge laundry basket full of papers that we need to go through. So I just wanted to give you a little tip on what I'm gonna do with all these papers. So about 90% of this paper is probably gonna go right into the recycling or shredding bin. And what I like to do is start with just a small pile. So this is just a small stack from my huge laundry basket of paper. So when I go through this stack of papers, I just wanna make sure that I ask myself, do I need to keep it? Is it something that I'm going to use? And if the answer is no, it needs to just go. So if you have a big pile of paper like I do in the laundry basket, just start small. Grab a small pile of paper and just go through it as fast as you can. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing below. I make videos like this every week. I'll catch you next time.